Hello guys, and welcome to episode 17 of Day in the Life. It has been a little while since we've done a Day in the Life video. We've been so wrapped up with the £100 account challenge and obviously this office move as well. So what I'm going to do is for the start of this video, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour around the office. So I've actually moved into a new building entirely. We're now on the 8th floor, so we're quite high up. But this building's quite modern. We have, sort of like exposed ceilings, exposed concrete brickwork, and obviously this kind of really modern, open, sort of bright glass that runs throughout the full building. So I'll take you through it and actually show you our office now. Okay, so obviously a much different vibe to our previous office. Not only do we have a lot more space, more light and stuff coming in, but I also much prefer the sort of decor in here. I feel like it fits the brand a lot better. So as well as having the desk clump that me and Callum had in our previous office, we also have a block of 4. Now, this is where we are beginning our funded trader program. So for anyone who is unaware, basically what we're looking to do is, in the next sort of 6 months to a year, we're actually looking to back talented traders with our own capital, right? So in the KB trading community, we've been looking for talented traders who we believe have a lot of potential. And the first step in that process is to actually bring them in, have them trading in a bit more of a professional environment with that sort of guidance and mentoring pretty much directly in person. And then, as things progress, look to fund them in future. So the time is now 1:30. I'm going to get on with some back testing for the next half an hour to an hour. At the moment, I'm currently back testing daily bullish and bearish engulfing candles on AUD USD. So I've got a Word document open to my right, chart open to my left, and I'm just going through kind of basically seeing how I would enter on the lower time frames, working with that higher time frame bias of the engulfing candle. So I'm going to do this for the next half an hour to an hour, and then probably going to head out for a walk to get some fresh air, and then I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Okay guys, it is now Tuesday morning. I've done my little morning routine, had a scan over the markets and decided what I actually want to trade for the day ahead, and put an order in to get long on USDJPY, which I'll take you over in just a second. Now, the second part to my Tuesday morning is actually reviewing our Task Tuesdays, which is a little thing that we do with our members every Tuesday. So each Tuesday I send out a PDF document with a task for our members to complete for the following week. This could be a trading task, perhaps trying a certain trading technique on demo, or it could just be, for example, this week's was write a story about fear, greed, or hope, and how that emotion has affected you in your life and how that could carry forward into your trading. So the goal here, and the goal in the KB trading community that we actually run, the goal is really to help traders, get to that next level, encourage them to work on their game and their mindset, and really take them to the next level in their performance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin around onto the screens, and I'm going to take you through this trade that I've placed on USDJPY, and then of course if we get a fill later on throughout the day, I'll update you on that. So starting here on a daily chart on USDJPY, something that I would like to point out is, first of all, this sort of deep swing, this big swing and large reaction that we had back here on the 30th of July this year, right? big reaction price has from this area, and therefore that's a level that I'd like to mark out, especially as price begins to trade into it, because I believe that we could see a significant reaction from it, right? Now, of course, yesterday price trades down into it and we do see that significant reaction. So coming into this morning's session, straight away, I'm thinking, we're potentially going to see some upside here. Now, for me, the next area of structure that price is going to run to would be this swing low here. However, if we pull that forward onto a bit more recent price action, you can see that we do actually have a high in that approximate region, which comes in here. And so that is going to be the area that I aim for. Now, dropping down onto the lower time frames, coming into this morning, when I actually get to the charts, what I'm going to do here is simply mark out an area or a level of structure that I deem to be significant to price. Now we can see that this swing here, this little small swing high to the left also forms support. So it's comprising both support and resistance. To me, that shows that's a relatively decent level. And then we can take a fib from the low to the high of this most recent bullish impulse move. And we can see that we do have 61.8 fib confluence at that level as well. So, we've got a few confluences to get long at that level. And for me, with that daily bias in play, that is sufficient for me to get in with a pending order at that level, targeting that high. So the risk to reward on this trade is going to be 2.87. That isn't a massive risk reward. I know, some traders go for, more than 3, more than 5 return on risk. For me, that's absolutely fine. That's actually a relatively good risk reward trade. Tracking forward slightly here and bringing us into more recent price action this afternoon, we can see price has come within a few pips of activating that order and actually stopped, right? So again, I'm gonna have to monitor price action over the next hour or a few hours to see if price actually does react from that level. If we do trade along just above my pending order for a few hours, I'll most likely pull out that order, perceiving that to be a sign that price could actually break down further to the downside. So ideally, I'd like the next couple of candles, a nice reaction down, pick up that order, fill it, and then start to move off towards target to give us a solid daily close. Now, why is that important? Well, as we trade into the afternoon, I want to see that daily candle start to become bullish. Remember, I believe that price after this reaction is going to make a run up to that next level. So therefore, if we close relatively bearish for today's candle, as we are just now, that's going to be a bad sign for me, and it's going to show that perhaps what I was thinking there about that bullish run isn't actually a plausible outcome. So for that reason, I'd like to see this close at least as a green candle to suggest that we are going to see that upside. So we're going to head out for lunch now, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. So it's just gone 5:30 and we're just wrapping up and getting ready to head home, journaling any trades we took or missed trades for the day as well. I did have an order in on USDJPY. I showed you the analysis for that earlier. It came very, very close to actually activating that order. I believe it was within sort of 5 or 6 pips. Came very, very close, and it has now moved off, and it's actually pretty close to hitting target, or what would have been the target had I got a fill. So I'll overlay a little clip of that. A little bit frustrating, to kind of do that analysis, get, set up on the trade, and for it just to end up moving to target without giving us that fill. But these things happen. All you can do really in that situation is journal it, see if there's anything you could have done to actually manually execute that trade, and then move on from there. Just getting wrapped up now, about to head to the gym, and then I'll check in with you guys in a bit. So I've just arrived at the gym. I'm training pull today, so back, biceps, rear delts, and I'm going to throw in some cardio and abs as well. It's so good to be back at the gym eventually after all those weeks of lockdown and training at home, sort of making do what I've got. I find that getting in some physical activity at the end of the day is such a good release. Especially today was a relatively frustrating day in terms of getting an order in, getting through your sort of daily tasks, waiting for that order to get filled, and then price just, missing the order by a couple of ticks and then running off to target. Again, it is one of these things. but getting into the gym, having a run and hitting the weights as well is a really good way to release that. Now I'm not sure how much of this workout I will actually get filmed. I will be filming it from my phone. It's not that I'm embarrassed or anything like that, but I'm not walking about the gym with a big camera and having people uncomfortable or thinking that I'm a weirdo, right? That would be like worst case scenario. So I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna hit this workout, and then I'll most likely catch up with you on the drive into work tomorrow, where hopefully we can get some trades executed. So gonna get on, smash this workout, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So in terms of the markets this morning, I'm actually not seeing any setups that take my fancy. I am, recently trying to be a little bit more picky with the setups I'm taking and really making sure that they fit my plan pretty much perfectly. I think that is the advantage to trading a little bit of a larger account, is that you only need, 1 or 2 trades a month even to actually make a living, right? So you can afford to be super, super picky, only go for those trades that are really going to provide the highest probability and the best payoff as well. Now, even though I've not seen anything in the markets myself, each morning we like to do a little bit of a trading plan review with the other traders. It promotes a little bit of accountability. So we'll look at what they're looking at for the day ahead, and then at the end of the day we can go back and review what they actually done. It's very, very easy, especially when you're learning or you're super motivated and you've got a goal that you're trying to hit. It's very easy to get sidetracked and end up taking, trades that aren't in your plan, trades that don't fit your rules, etc. So by working out what they're looking at first thing in the morning and then reflecting on it in the late afternoon, we can actually see if perhaps they're deviating from the plan and how that's working out for them. So we're going to get onto this now.
Whenever you can retest this sort of structure.
Yeah, I've got the same level in. Go on the daily. Move, so you maybe want to be getting closer to the top of the move. When you're actually getting out, you maybe want to be getting out closer to the low. So using these little arrows, you can actually map out the structure and where you're getting your entries.
Yeah.
In like a Word document, and then it's obviously something you can try to improve over time, is entering, at a better area in terms of the structure. So it's now around about 4 p.m. I did have an order in on US dollar Swiss that came within about 10 pips of activating and then subsequently ran onto target. That is one of the issues with certainly the way I trade. I tend to look for breaks and retests. And sometimes in higher momentum markets, you will get weeks where prices breaking out of levels very nicely, and we're just not getting a deep enough pullback to actually get filled in the area where you do have confluence, right? You'll see very shallow pullbacks to areas that don't have enough confluence to actually execute a trade, and subsequently price runs onto targets without you. Now, on days where I'm not so active in the markets, I do like to make sure I'm getting some work done, behind the scenes, whether it's reviewing my journal, doing a bit of back testing, gathering stats, etc. So I'm going to get on to testing some stuff in the Aussie dollar. Today, again, I'm going to be looking at higher time frame biases, but specifically hammers and shooting stars, and sort of framing trades around that higher time frame bias. Again, I've got that Word document open to my right. I like to keep everything in one place, for each thing that I'm testing, so I can very easily and quickly refer back to it. If I see a trade setup happen in the live markets, I can very quickly open up that document and see how I've approached it in back testing and what kind of results I've got. The markets aren't going to repeat themselves exactly every time, but we can use a good enough sample size of historical data to give us a relatively high probability idea of what could happen in the future. So I'm going to get on with this now, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. So it is the next day. At the end of the day yesterday, we done a little wrap up exercise, went over the traders' journals for the day and their trading plan to see just how well they stuck to their plan that they started out the day with. When you're very motivated, you're driven, you've got a goal or whatever, it's very easy to deviate from your plan. If you don't see any trades in the morning, it's very easy to get sort of sucked into taking trades throughout the day. So we like to review the journal at the end of the day, see if it fits the trade plan, to see if you stayed on track. And that's going to kind of promote a little bit of accountability for the traders going forward. Now, I believe yesterday, Calvin ended the day running around £1,600 up on a DAX short trade, but having closed nothing for the day, and Callum was down. Now, whether you end the day in profit or in loss, the important thing is that you have a plan of action going into the next day. It's very easy to come into the next day in an emotionally charged state, and that hinders your trading performance. So these little things that we're really trying to encourage and sort of enhance the trader's performance. But anyways, I'm gonna get on with the rest of my morning. I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. So just checking in to give you a little update. I have actually executed a trade on EuroPound. Now I've executed this both on the £100 account challenge that I'm doing. If you haven't watched that, please go and watch that. And also on my main account as well. So on the £100 account, we are running about 13% in profit on this position. And on my personal account, we're up about 3%. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give you an analysis breakdown of that trade and why I'm in it, and then I'll keep you updated as I manage it throughout the day. So we're starting off on the daily here on EuroPound. A level that I'd been watching for a while and a failed trade that I'd actually been in last week on my personal account was a retest of the high below this daily swing point, right? So price has broken up and out of this daily level. I was looking for price to return to some structure below market, below that level, and actually get involved in a long for a run on the highs. Now, subsequently, from then, price has got a little bit of rejection from this kind of area. We've put in a good few bullish candles, and then we actually did close back up through this level. However, that was soon undone and reversed in yesterday's candle. So moving forward into today, from this hourly time frame, a couple of things I was looking at was this small hourly trend line that we had in there, and of course I wanted to see how price would react to this structure, which is obviously way above market. Now tracking forward in price here, you can see price put in spinning tops just off of that level of structure. Again, if you do our course or any of our education, you know that spinning tops and bottoms are an entry cue for us. However, I did miss this, right? This was at 7 AM, so we were still on the way into the office. I actually missed this little entry indication. However, what I'd done was, after seeing an impulsive continuation, I got a pending order in on this low here. And as price traded up, you can see on this trading view chart, it doesn't look like it would have activated. However, we did actually get a fill on that order there, and price has subsequently traded down. Since then, we can see price has followed through, and we've seen a little bit of a bearish continuation towards this low, which is our overall target. If I just show you what this trade looked like at outset, I had a stop just beyond the high of this candle, which broke down through this level here. So stop was in there around 22, 23 pips, and my target is down there for a nice 1 to 4 risk reward. If I open up my account here on MetaTrader, you can see this position. I have actually trailed my stop to beyond the high of this candle here for around £351 loss on my personal account. And then on the £100 account challenge, which I brought over onto the screen now, you can see that is at about £4 loss, and we're running just around 13% profit. So trade's looking really good at the moment. I'll be sure to keep you updated as we go throughout the day, and if I do any more management on this position. So I'm closing out here for around 4.5–5%. So EuroPound is now closed for 4.5% gain on my account. and a massive 15% gain on the £100 account challenge, making it the biggest trade we've actually got in that series so far. If you haven't checked out episode 1 and 2 of that series, I highly suggest you do that. You can check those out on our channel. But that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode of Day in the Life, guys. Thanks as always for watching. I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope you like the new office and stuff as well. If you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing and drop the video a like as well, and I'll see you in the next one.